Okay, Rasmus, it's now about 5 weeks to go until Ironman Switzerland, which you decided to be your midsummer race, your preparation race for the World Championship.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to hear where you think you are standing today in shape and in training.
Yes. It's been a rough, quite some rough months since Ironman South Africa. So when I got back home from Ironman South Africa, I caught some kind of virus. Might have been COVID, might not have been. I'm not really sure, but it really knocked me down for quite some time, and it took me. Yeah, it took a while to get back in the swing afterwards. And at the same time, I also decided to experiment with a more polarized training approach, which it sort of like turned out to be bigger difference than what I had expected, and my body had some trouble to adapt to at least like quite quickly to that change in the training regime. So yeah, now I'm actually back with my normal training schedule since a few weeks back, and at the moment I feel like I'm definitely on the upswing shape-wise, and I'm seeing quite big improvements from week to week, which is it's very encouraging at the moment.
Can you tell us a little bit how you build up your training in a more general sense at this stage?
Yes, absolutely. So I really like to take a very specific approach and look at the specific demands of the event. And for an Ironman, which is such a long endurance event, the endurance component will be the most limiting factor for basically both professionals and the age groupers. It's basically all about trying to rack up as much aerobic volume or endurance sessions as possible. And I also believe it's important to have some kind of quality in your aerobic training and the endurance training. So it's supposed to be somewhat challenging. I mean, of course, it needs to be comfortable because you need to do such a lot of volume. But at some points, it's not supposed to be too comfortable either. I have target like power on the bike and paces on the swim and run, and I used to my goal is to aim to conduct almost all my training within a range of 10 to 20%, both above or below my target pace or power in my training, and I think that's that's a good goal for most people preparing for an Ironman.
Yes, and today I went with you to the pool deck, and I met for the first time your new swim coach. Antonio, yes, a very nice and a very big guy, and it looks like you are doing a lot of good work with him. Tell us a little bit about that project.
Yes, so I started working with Antonio, he's actually the coach of the Swedish national team in swimming. Maybe 6 weeks back, something like that, and we had a very strong focus on my technical development in my swimming, because that's probably the lowest hanging fruit where I can make the most improvements. It's been a bit of a different focus on the swim, and it's I mean, nothing obviously happens overnight, but there has definitely been like a few really breakthrough moments, And yeah, I mean, for the first time in quite some time, I'm really like actually looking forward to head to the pool and swim, and that's just huge improvements for me, and then like a real yeah, like such a relief to have that feeling again for my swimming. So yeah, it's been great in pretty much every way.
It's obviously a very long-term project.
Absolutely. It's I mean, I think definitely made some improvements, but it's going to, yeah, there is still like I can still make a lot of improvements on the swim, but yeah, it's definitely like a project that spans over 2 to 3 years at least. So the patience will be extremely important moving forward.
Can you share a little bit of your favorite key sessions on the bike run?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big fan and advocate of low cadence intervals on the bike because for me that's been key to build the strength and resilience required for an Ironman. So yeah, I do quite long intervals, around 20 minutes, at somewhere between my target Ironman and 70.3 power on the bike, and low cadence. So that could be anywhere between 55 to 70 RPM. And on the run, I think that the long runs are absolutely key. And I also like to combine those long runs with intervals at or like a little bit faster than your target race pace. Yeah, that's definitely my 2 best tips for the bike and run.
So now we have been talking about the 3 most known disciplines in Ironman, and
Yeah.
so let's go a little bit to the 4th discipline, nutrition. What's your take on that?
Well, at this stage, when you know, we're 4 or 5 weeks out of a race, so you're probably like in the most heavy training period, and in order to be able to do as much volume as possible, I think it's the refueling is probably, yeah, what you need to pay most attention to nutrition wise at this stage. And so with that, it also like the in training nutrition is also extremely important in order to be able to, yeah, not be like completely empty your glycogen stores.
Ja, skitgod. Var den god? Ja. Det är smart. Och sen heter blåbär med smakar blåbärspaj. Oh, Jesus. Men det är ännu bättre. Det måste jag smaka. Och efterrätten klar då, för ikväll.
So I try to, yeah, basically take in as much nutrition as possible during the sessions, and afterwards, like refill as much as possible, because it's quite well known, both from a scientific perspective and like my experience and anecdotes from other people, that in order to cope with a very high training load, like the carbohydrate intake is and like the level on your glycogen stores is extremely important. So I try and, like, you know, keep my glycogen stores as full as possible. Of course, I mean, when you train 30 hours a week, you're not going to be able to keep them like full at all times, but I do my very best to, yeah, aim for that.
Yeah, you take some night meals as well. I notice when I come up in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the key. Yeah. Yeah.
So how long will this last?
I think quite long. This is quite much. Yeah. And sports drinks.
Whoa.
10 kilos.
Do you have any special advice for each groupers that are preparing for their Ironman race?
I think that at this stage, when you're doing so much training, and I mean, it can be definitely can be like a little bit dull, because you're just gonna do so much training of everything. Um, but I think that one good tip that I have is to visualize the race. Think about the race, because that will give you so much motivation and you know, fill you up with so much excitement during training, and will give you the extra edge to to get through the training, and it will get you will like enjoy the training so much if you like think about, okay, now I'm in the race, I'm fighting for this last Kona slot or whatever it might be, and that I do that a lot, and it gives me so much joy. Don't be afraid to just let your playful mind have its own way during the sessions.